Good morning. How is everybody doing this morning? Welcome to Presence of Light with Charlie Riverman Bergeron. And I be he, you be you. And today we're going to talk about opening your hearts to truth. And this title came to me just yesterday. And so it is interesting to see if what comes through. It's an overwhelming task that I've undertaken coming back from the light. And little did I know that I would be sitting here doing this in this time and space. A little back history is that 20 years ago, actually 26 years ago on the 20th of this month, I died in a motorcycle accident and came back. And I agreed to coming back. And many of you who have had what are called near-death experiences are sharing the same challenges that I have. And I don't see anybody appearing on my page here, so I'm asking if, maybe I'm on the wrong page. Well, I just don't know. So we're just going to go with it. It doesn't matter. It is where it is. I'm doing what I'm doing. I can only get more confused with this technology. And hopefully at the end it will save and people will get a beautiful message. What can I tell you? I'm not all that smart with this technology, although I sit in front of it for hours on end. Anyway, so let's begin with this morning, waking up at 8:08 and the angel number and the meaning of that. And part of the meaning, according to the angel numbers, as your life is for you to live, made up of your choices. Be sure that they are right for you. Ask yourself what is most important to you, then have the courage to create your life around it. Do not fear changing paths or paving a new one if feeling guided to do so. And so basically here I am, creating a new path in my life, sharing it with all of you as the title of the show, Opening My Heart to Truth. And my truth is as subjective as your truth, but the real truth is always present behind that truth. And what the message for me was that yesterday I was talking with a plumber in a basement, and just we happened to be there for a common reason. And the message was coming through from both of us. And here is this man who is a tradesman, and I just happened to be there. And we started talking about our hearts and truth and living truth, and how God, and regardless of how we think of God, has influenced our lives and brought forth in us changes which we recognize within us as deep, meaningful shifts in our perception and the way we view reality. And we got talking about being true in the heart and speaking from the heart, and how even as children, we were traumatized not to speak the truth, and we were traumatized not to speak at all. The saying for me was, be seen and not heard. And So, these imprints in childhood are traumatic because we came from the light. We came from the light when we were born. And then we were born into this dimension and frequency we call life. And it's dramatically and radically different. Somebody's throwing some I love yous and I like yous. Good. At least somebody's seeing me. There is a method to this madness, is to be seen and heard. And you have never lose your sense of humor is another great part of this. So this part of our journey of being seen and heard is really a challenge in a world that wants you only to see life in certain ways and to react to life in certain ways. And so we see in the world today the chaos, the pain, the suffering. And we look at the news media and we look at the things that should be telling us something positive and something powerful and teaching us and guiding us, whether it be in our churches or our, seminars. And it seems like it's just the opposite. At least it appears to me as I watch it. And they all want something. They want you to do something. They want you to buy something. They want you to go somewhere. It's always, the messages are always trying to take your energy and manipulate it to what is going to serve something other than who you truly are within your hearts. And so with that said, how did we get here? I mean, we look at the world around us and we created this. Each one of us created this in this lifetime and past lifetimes. And we're continuing to create this. And this is what opening your hearts to truth is really about, is starting to listen to your heart center right here. See this? This is from here to here is your heart center. Okay, this, it's not just a small space. It's not just your heart. It's not just one chakra. It's a chakra and the radial field of that chakra. And it goes deep within us. And people always think of the chakra energy going out. Have you thought about the chakra energy going inward? And where does that go? And how does that connect to the whole of everything that we can know as human beings, which is about that much. Okay? We think too much. We need to settle back, relax, take a step back, maybe 2 steps, 3 steps, and look at the world again. Look at our relationship to the world again, and consciously become aware of how we're being played. We're really being played, and we're allowing ourselves to be played. And we're not expressing our truth because of fear. And we've been programmed to respond to fear. And it's time now to give fear its proper place on the shelf and say, there you are. I know where you are. I know why you're there. But I also know that I don't have to honor you. I can respect you, but I do not have to honor you. It is time for me to honor who I truly am as best I can know in this given moment. And so it's interesting, the 808 getting up, and then the first thing I get on the computer and I put on my Facebook page, and it's a past memory from like 2011, and it was just these words. And it was from the Maharaji Premwawat. And it's, "O human, do this one thing. Gaze into your own heart. That which you are far from, bring it to you now." And I'm going to post that on the sidebar here, if I can figure out how to do this. Okay, I think it's coming. I think I'm doing it. Woohoo! I am getting Enamored with myself. All right. It's been a rough week. What can I tell you? This presence of who we are and is the reality of many things. And I don't know if I just clicked out of this or not. Okay, so much for my wisdom. So I'm just going to keep talking and okay, I think, okay, there I'm back. This is just an amazing process. This whole morning has been like this. So I look at it as somewhere in the universe, somebody doesn't or something does not want me to bring this message through to you. And you know what I say? Too bad, it's coming. So a lot of our troubles and processes start as childhood trauma. And we're not consciously aware of it, but the programming and the trauma starts there. And as we start to open our hearts, this is what starts to come up. It's almost like vomiting. It's like vomiting these horrible things in our lives that have happened to us. And it's very uncomfortable and it's very frightening, and we don't want anybody to know this about us. Well, the truth is, everyone you look at is gone through the same experience on some level. I have not gone through anything that you haven't gone through, except in perhaps a different form or a different intensity. And as a result of these traumas and incidents that have occurred to us, what's happened is we don't want to face them. We don't want to look at them. We don't want to surrender to God and say, oh, help me, please move through this. Help me understand this. And maybe we have, and we felt that we weren't answered. So what do? We stuff it. And we create a new story. We create a different thing. No, I wasn't raped. I was blah, blah, blah. No, I wasn't beat up and bullied. I was blah, blah, blah. Because to say that I was raped, or to say that I was bullied, or to say that I, stole something or I did something very wrong is very embarrassing, and it makes us vulnerable. Well, I got news for you. Everybody you look at, if you could look into their heart, you would see very similar scars. And that's what they are. They're scars on our heart. And we've developed scar tissue over our hearts. And it's hard for us to love, to truly love through scar tissue. And I say this because in my own life, before I had my motorcycle accident, before I died, I had a lot of things that I regret having done in my life. Moments, words that I said, actions that occurred. And yet, when I came back into the same body, into the same physical presence, and I had this awareness of something so special. The light, the peace, and the love that I truly was, and you truly are, on another divine level of ourselves. And I couldn't shake that. I couldn't write a story over that. Trust me, there were many times on this journey of 26 years that I would have gladly gone back to being the person I was. And that sounds horrible to say, but it's the truth, because my human self didn't think it was worthy enough to honor my true divine presence and actually live it. And I say this from my heart. Again, this is opening my heart to the truth. And I open it to you. I bring you my vulnerability and show you that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be weak. It's okay to be confused. It's okay to be in pain. It's okay to suffer. It's okay. All of it is okay. Because above and beyond all of that, deep within your heart, there is a connection that each one of you need to make. And that is to your true divine self. And only you can connect it. I can't connect it for you. I can create a field of resonance and open your mind to see something differently, but I can't make that connection. Only you can. And so that's what my show is today. My talk is I'm asking myself to make that connection on a deeper level. I've already connected. I'm already tapped in. I'm already plugged in. I'm working this. You seeing me here on Facebook Live, in spite of my memory loss, in spite of my inability to think, which is another whole show in itself. People struggle with Alzheimer's, memory loss. I've been doing this for 26 years and having to function as a third-dimensional human being. Is it possible? Yes, it is. All things are possible when you live from your heart. And that's the message. And that was the message that this plumber and I had. Two older men in a basement, not trying to piss on each other and outdo each other, not trying to say who was greater, just two of us talking from our hearts to each other and recognizing each other in each other. Not recognizing the competition, not recognizing the pain, the struggle, but recognizing the God self, the spiritual soul in each one of us. And so as I come here on Facebook and in social media, this is what I see. You are the reflection of me. When you're angry and when you say nasty things, I have to look at myself being angry and saying nasty things. When you're in pain and suffering, I have to look at myself in pain and suffering. And most people, oh, I just want to be happy. Somebody asked me, do you remember when we used to have fun? And I thought about that last night. And I said, our definition of fun has been distorted. All our perceptions of everything have been distorted by something outside of us that wanted something from us. From other people who were not happy in their own truth and decided to create a game for us to play with them so that they would have fun. Well, that fun is destructive. When you look around the world, when you look at around the world, this is going to benefit humanity. How many things are not benefiting humanity? How many things are not benefiting life? Oh, but they're fun. Oh, but they're the latest technology. Oh, but. Change that to, oh my God. What took place? What just happened? Wow. And look at the reality of things in your life. This is what coming into your heart does. It brings reality. So reality sometimes is not what we call fun. It's not going to be on that level. The fun is you. You are the fun. You are the life. You are the laughter. You are the joy. You are the peace. You are the light, and you are the love. And I don't mean to lecture here, but it's a powerful statement now as I see so much suffering because of so many different avenues of chaos and calamity in the world. And we have to bring ourselves back to the garden. That song rolls through my head. I was there. I was there in the 60s. Yeah, I watched it. I fought for civil rights. I fought against the war. I fought against everything. I was a rebel even unto myself because I thought that was the right thing to be and the right thing to do. Today, I don't fight against anything. Today, I look for the opportunity to serve, the opportunity to reach out a hand to help somebody, the opportunity to be kind to somebody, the opportunity to offer somebody a smile. Yeah, there's a lot of angry people out there. It's a scary world, if that's what you want to see. But in that scary and that angry world, there are millions of souls who are just not living the truth of their hearts. And that's all it is. And they've forgotten, we all forgot, how beautiful we are, how powerful we are, how amazing we are. And we need to rest on that. We need to think about that. We need to take those words in our heart, not in our head. The head's going to rattle it around, twist it around, manipulate it, create a new story. Oh, I'm the greatest, this, blah, blah, blah. I'm the blah, blah, blah. I'm. No, not I'm. I am. Say it. I am. Just those two words. I am. Feel it in your heart, not in your head. I am. Say to yourself, say it out loud, say it all the time. I am. And feel the resonance in your heart. You don't have to add anything to it. I am. It's that simple. I am. And I'm going to repeat it and make you annoyed. You're going to be annoyed at me. I am. And that's okay. Because if you're annoyed with me, I've reached you. And that's all I seek to do, is to reach you in that heart space, to shift you just slightly. This is my purpose. This is why I'm here. This is my truth. This is what I died and came back to do. I'm not claiming to be Jesus. I'm not claiming to be a saint. I'm claiming to be a human being who is opening his heart without fear and trying to the best ability that I have to understand truth and live it, the true me. What is the true me? It isn't this. It's something deeper. It's something deeper. It's gaze into your own heart. Gaze into your own heart and bring it out, bring it up, and be willing to show the world who you truly are in your heart. Your head can make up 1,000 stories. We've seen them all. We see it all played out in every single human we meet. These are all the stories of who we can be. I can be a mass murderer. I can be a doctor. I can be a car mechanic. I can be a plumber. I can create rocket ships. That's our human expression. That's just an expression. It's not who we are. And the only way to move into the new earth, the new garden, the new world, the new paradigm, ascend, whatever you want to call it, whatever words you want to attach to what's happening, evolution, they all describe it. There's no one word. There's how many? 6.5 billion people on the earth? Well, there's 6.5 billion words to describe it. But there is only one divine presence in all of us. That's what's so amazing. That's what's so beautiful, is when we start to tap into that. We're never going to bring it through fully in the third dimension, and that's okay. But every little bit we bring through raises the vibration for everybody. Everybody shares in it equally. Because it's in the act of giving and bringing it forth that the abundance flows. And this is what we're suffering from, a lack of abundance, a restriction on the flow of abundance. And you can see it. It's been played out throughout the history of civilization. Control and manage, whether it's people, money, food, air, water. Control and manage, control and manage. No, we're free spirits. We're free souls. Freedom is not an American flag. American flag does not represent freedom. And you can hate me for that if you'd like. It's a concept of freedom, but it's only one aspect of freedom. And in this world today, America is failing to honor that and respect that freedom. And they're taking it away from every single human in America. Piece by piece by piece, under the guise of making America great again. I'm sorry. That's my commentary. It's not great again. It's under destruction. And it's destroying itself. And each one of us have the power to change that. Not outside, not playing their game, in our hearts. That's where your power lies, is within your heart. So I didn't think I was going to get to that rant. I was hoping to get to Psalm 51, but that's okay. I didn't get there. So in the few moments that I leave, I'm here, whatever I'm doing. You're seeing me in a different light today, because I've decided that, I'm just going to be who I am. I'm not going to play to an audience. I'm not going to try to fit into a program. I'm just going to be me, talk from my heart. And if the video comes out, the video comes out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If people hear me, they hear me. If they don't, they don't. So this week I have a little meditation. There were just a couple of things, but one of them was surrender to God's love, because God's love is your love. And when you start bringing that God love through, you will begin to really, truly see the world differently, and you will really and truly act differently. I promise you. It's not talking crap here. So a little brief meditation before we leave to bring us all down and back into our heart center. And we'll take a deep breath. Watch it flow from your body. Meditate on the still white flame in the heart of the star, which will lead you into the temple of the sun, where they dwell, the shining Christ star circle, who hold the earth and all her people in their care. You too, your spirit, becomes a part of this light of the sun. You are not separate from them, or from any of God's creation. Say, I am a flame in the heart of the sun. I am in the heart of the sun. And so from within the heart of the sun and from within my own heart, I bless you. I love you. I thank you and I respect you. And may your week be empowered by the glory of who you are in truth within your heart. Bless you. See you next week. Have fun, however you want to proceed.